Today we'll discuss ISI's MSQMS 2021 paper, and the first question is the coefficient of x to the power 9 in the polynomial 1 plus x to the power 6 into 1 minus x to the power 7. Now what we'll do is we can rewrite this as 1 plus x to the power 6 into 1 minus x to the power 6 into 1 minus x, or we can write this as 1 minus x, and this is a plus b into a minus b. So we'll write this as 1 minus x squared to the power 6. Now we need to find coefficient of x to the power n. Either x to the power n from 1 minus x squared to the power 6 gets multiplied with 1, or coefficient of x to the power 8 from the second expression gets multiplied with minus x. Now since there is an even power, we cannot have x to the power 9 in this. So the only way we can have coefficient of x to the power 9 is when we multiply this minus x with x to the power 8 from the second expression. So its coefficient will be minus 1 into, now in this expression we need to find coefficient of x to the power 8, and that will be 6c4 and then minus 1 to the power 4. Now this is minus and it is 6c4, and 6c4 is 15. So answer to this first question is this option B. Now the next question is a pair of fair dice are rolled independently 3 times. So in this case we have n equals 3. The probability of getting a score of exactly 9 twice. So getting a sum 9, getting the sum exactly 9, it is yours. Getting the sum 9, it's your success, and probability of success will be, now we'll get 9 when we have 3 6 or 4 5, 5 4 and 6 3. So this probability will be 4 by 36 or 1 by 9, and probability of failure will be 8 by 9. Now it says out of these 3 turns we should get exactly 9 twice. So we need to find probability when the value of x is 2. So it will be 3c2 p2 and q. So it will be 3. Now p square is 1 by 81 and this is 8 by 9. So this probability will be 8 by 243, and that's your option B. Now the third question is side of a square is increasing at a rate of 0.2 centimeter per second. So we have this square, suppose side is A, then dA by dt is plus 0.2 centimeter per second. Now we need to find a rate of increase of perimeter of the square. Now we know the perimeter of square is simply 4a. So dp upon dt will be 4 times dA upon dt. Now this is 4 and d upon dt is 0.2. So it will be 0.8 centimeter per second, and that's your option A. Now fourth question is a policeman fires 3 bullets on a dacoit. The probability that dacoit will be killed by 1 bullet is 0.7. What is the probability that dacoit is still alive? The dacoit is still alive if none of the bullets hit him. The probability that dacoit is still alive will be this P naught whole cube. So it will be 0.3 cube, and there will be 0.027, and that's your option C. Now the fifth question is in the expansion of log 1 upon 1 minus x square plus x cube, we need to find coefficient of x. Now we can write this as log to the base e, and it is 1 upon, and this is 1 minus x into 1 minus x square. Now we can also write this as 1 upon 1 minus x square into 1 plus x. So it will be this minus 2 log 1 minus x and then minus log 1 plus x. Now we can write this as minus 2. Now expansion of log 1 minus x will be minus x square by 2 and so on. And here will be this x minus x square by 2. Now if we look at coefficient of x, here it is 2x and we have minus x here. So in this expansion, coefficient of x is simply 1, and that's your option A. Now here the questions, find the minimum of gx between minus 10 and plus 10. Now we'll take two cases. Case 1, when x lies between minus 10 and 0. And the second case, when x lies between 0 and 10. Now in this case, gx will be e to the power 2x minus x, and here it will be gx equals e to the power 2x plus x. Now we differentiate this, we get g dash x as 2 into e to the power 2x minus 1, and if we put it equals to 0, we'll get e to the power 2x as 1 by 2, or x will be minus 1 by 2 log 2. And in this case, g dash x will be 2 into e to the power 2x plus 1, which is greater than 0. So here it is an increasing function. And in this case, at this point, minus 1 by 2 ln 2, rightmost is positive and this is negative. So this x minus 1 by 2 ln 2, it is a point of local minima. So this function gx will have minima when the value of x is minus 1 by 2 ln 2. Now we need to find its minimum value. So minimum value of g and LB when the value of x is minus 1 by 2 ln 2, and LB e to the power 2x, and e to the power 2x in this case is 1 by 2 and plus mod x, and mod x is 1 by 2 log 2, and that's your option B. Now in this question we need to find the value of this infinite series. Now if we look at expansion of e to the power x, we know that it is 1 plus x square upon factorial 2 plus x cube upon factorial 3 up to infinite. Now here we need alternate plus minus sign. So what we'll do is we'll put x as minus 1. So it will be e to the power minus 1, and it will be 1 minus 1 plus 1 upon factorial 2 minus 1 upon factorial 3 plus 1 upon factorial 4. Now this 1 and 1 will cancel, and the series on the right, it is nothing but a. Nothing but a. So this a is e to the power minus 1, and that's your option B. Now question number 8 is, all the values of real numbers m for which both the solutions of equation are greater than minus 2 but less than 4 must lie in which of the following interval. Now if we look at this equation, now this is a square plus b square minus 2ab. So we can write this as x minus m whole square minus 1 equals 0, or the value of x is m plus or minus 1. So the two roots of this quadratic equation, they are m minus 1 and m plus 1. Now it says the roots, they must be greater than minus 2 but less than 4. That means m minus 1, it should be greater than minus 2, but m plus 1, it should be less than 4. So from here we get m is greater than minus 1 and m is less than 3. So value of m, it should lie between minus 1 and 3, and that's your option B. Now in question number 9, we are given two matrices A and B, and it says if AB equals BA, then which of the following is correct? Now if we look at AB, it'll be this 1, 2, 3, 4 into A0, 0B. Now we multiply them, we'll get A, 2B, 3A and 4B. And if we find BA, BA will be A0, 0B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it will be A, 2A, 3B and 4B. Now we compare these two matrices, they will be equal when A equals B. So AB will be equal to BA whenever we have A equals B, where A and B are integers. In this case, we'll have infinitely many solutions, and they have countably infinite solutions given by this option C. Now in question number 10, we are given this revenue function, which is R as a function of X, and it will be 13x square plus 26x plus 15. And we need to find marginal revenue when x is 7. Now we know that marginal revenue is dr by dx. Now dr by dx is 26x plus 26. Now we need to find marginal revenue when the value of x is 7. Now we put x as 7, we'll get this as 26 into, now 1 plus 7 is 8. So this is 48 and 208, and that's your option C. Now question number 11 is, a pizza chain claims that with its choice of toppings, it can create just over 100 pizzas. What is the minimum number of toppings it must offer? Now suppose minimum number of toppings is n. So we have n toppings, T1, T2 and Tn. Now for any pizza, we have two choices for this topping T1. Either it will be present or it won't be present. So we have two options here. Now for second also, again we'll have two options. And for nth also, we have two options. So total number of different pizzas that can be formed using all the toppings will be given by 2 to the power n. Now this 2 to the power n, it must be greater than 100. Now we know that 2 to the power 6 is 64 and 2 to the power 7 is 128. Now this number, it must be greater than 100. So the minimum value of n, it must be 7, and that's your option A. Now here the question is, find the equation of tangent to the curve that is parallel to x-axis. Now if it is parallel to x-axis, then its slope, which is m, dy by dx, it must be 0. So it is 1 minus 8 upon x cube. It should be 0. So we'll get value of x as 2. And if we put x as 2 here, we'll get y as 3. So this point will be 2, 3. Now if we draw a line which is parallel to x-axis passing through 2, 3, equation is given by y equals 3, and that's your option D. Now question number 13 is the sum of an infinite AGP. Now let the sum of this series be S. So it will be 1 plus 2 by 3, 6 by 3 square, 10 by 3 cube. Now we'll multiply every term with 1 by 3. So it will be 1 by 3s, and we'll shift the series 1 unit to the right. So here it will be 1 by 3. This will be 2 upon 3 square, 6 upon 3 cube, and then we'll subtract second from first. So it will be 2 by 3s, and here will be 1 plus 1 by 3 plus 4 by 3 square, 4 by 3 cube. Now this is 2 by 3s, and this is 4 by 3 plus 4 by 3 square plus this is 3 cube, 4 by 3 cube, which is nothing but a GP. So it will be A upon 1 minus R. Now this is nothing but 2. So value of S here is simply 3. So sum of this infinite series is 3, and that's your option B. Now here the questions, we need to find area bounded by y equals mod of x minus 1. So that's the graph of y equals mod x minus 1. Now this is 1, it is 0, this is 90, this is 0, 1, and y equals 1 line. So this is y equals 1 line. Now this point of intersection is 2, 1. Now we need to find area of this triangle. Now area of this triangle is 1 by 2, base is 2 units, into this height is 1 unit, which is 1 square unit, and that's your option B. Now here the question is, find the maximum area of a right angle triangle with hypotenuse h. So we have this right angle triangle. This angle is say theta and hypotenuse is h. Now this is h cos theta and perpendicular is h sin theta. Now we write its area. Area will be 1 by 2 h square sin theta into cos theta. Now we can write this as h square by 4 sin 2 theta. Now we know that maximum value of sin 2 theta is 1. So it will always be less than or equal to h square by 4. So maximum value of this area will be h square by 4, and that's your option D. Now question number 16 is, the point diametrically opposite to this point on this circle whose center is at -1, -2 is. Now this point is 1, 0. Now midpoint of these two given points should be center of the circle. So we know that alpha plus 1 by 2 equals -1 and beta upon 2 will be equal to -2. So value of alpha is -3 and value of beta is -4. So this point is -3, -4, and that's your option D. Now question number 17 is, if alpha and beta are the roots of this equation, then we need to find the value of this expression. So what we'll do is we'll take alpha square beta square common. So we can write alpha beta whole square into alpha beta and alpha plus beta. Now alpha into beta is C upon A. So it will be C upon A whole square. Now alpha into beta is C upon A and alpha plus beta is 2B upon A. So it will be C square into C plus 2B upon A cube, and that's your option B. Now question number 18 is, if both 11 square and 3 cube are the factors of number A into 4 cube, 6 square into 13 to the power 11, then the smallest possible value of A is. Now since we have 11 square here, 11 square is not present in any of the three numbers. So this A must have 11 square. And then we must have 3 cube. Now in 6 square we have 3 squares. That means we must have one more 3. So the smallest value of A will be 11 square into 3, which is 121 into 3. And that is 363. And that's your option C. Now question number 19 is, consider three numbers A, B and C such that maximum of ABC plus minimum of ABC is 13 and median of ABC minus mean of ABC is equal to 2, then find the mean of A, B and C. Now without loss of generality, we can assume that A is less than B and it is less than C. So maximum of ABC will be simply C and minimum of ABC will be A, and this is 13. Median is B and mean is A plus B plus C whole divided by 3, and this is equal to 2. Now what we'll do is we'll add A plus C. Now this is A plus B plus C and this is A plus B plus C by 3. Now A plus B plus C by 3 is n. So this is 3m minus n and it will be 2 plus, and value of A plus C is 13. So it is 15. So its mean will be 15 by 2 and that is 7.5, which is your option A. Now question number 20 is, find the missing number 4, 8, 21, 59 and 314. So we have 4, 8, 21, 59 missing number and 314. Now difference between 4 and 8 is 4. Here the difference is 13. This difference is 38. Now this is 9. This is 25. So the difference here is 3 square. Here the difference is 5 square. So for the next one, difference will be simply 7 square. So this number here will be 38 plus 49, which is 87. Now 59 plus 87 will be this missing number. So this missing number will be 59 plus 87, which is 6 and 146, and that's your option A. Now question number 21 is, how many numbers of up to 5 digits can be created using the digits 1, 2, 3 and 5 each at least once, such that they are a multiple of 15. Now if they are multiple of 15, they have to be divisible by 3 as well as by 5. Now if we look at these 4 numbers 1, 2, 3 and 5, and since each of them they are present at least once, their sum is 11. Now since this sum is not divisible by 3, we cannot have a 4-digit number. So it has to be a 5-digit number. That means we have to add 1 digit to make it a multiple of 3. Now out of these 1, 2, 3 and 5, it is possible if and only if we add 1 to it. So the number must be formed with 1, 1, 2, 3 and 5. Only then it will be divisible by 3. Now it should also be divisible by 5. That means this last digit is fixed. So we have to find all the numbers that can be formed by arranging these remaining 4 digits, and which can be done in factorial 4 divided by factorial 2 ways, and that is 12, and that's your option A. Now in question number 22, the sequence we have is 6, 14, 36, 98 and 276. Now 6 is 1 plus 2 plus 3. Now 14 is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. 36 is 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube. This is 1 to the power 4, 2 to the power 4 and 3 to the power 4. And here it will be 1 to the power 5, 2 to the power 5 plus 3 to the power 5. So next number in the sequence will be 1 to the power 6 plus 2 to the power 6 plus 3 to the power 6. Now this is 1 plus 64 and plus 729, and there will be 794, and that's your option A. Now the question is, how many words of 4 consonants and 2 vowels be made out of 6 consonants and 3 vowels? Now if we consider that repetition is not allowed, then from these 6 consonants we have to choose 4, which can be done in 64 ways, and then we need to select 2 vowels from these 3, which is 3C2, and once we have these 6 letters, we can form factorial 6 words. Now this is 15 into 3 into 720, and this is 32400, which unfortunately doesn't match with any of the options. And if we consider the second case, when repetition is allowed, then for consonants we have cases when all the 4 consonants are alike, or we have 3 alike, 1 distinct, or 2 alike, 2 alike, or 2 alike, 2 distinct, or all 4 distinct. Now for 4 alike it will be 6C1, and since all 4 of them they are alike, when we form a word it will be divisible by factorial 4 plus, now this is 6C1 and 5C1 divided by factorial 3 plus 6C2 upon factorial 2 factorial 2, 6C1 5C2 upon factorial 2 plus 6C4. So these are the total possibilities we have for consonants, and total number of words there will be factorial 6 into this, into the choices we have for vowels. Now for vowels we have only 2 choices, either both are distinct or both are alike. If both are distinct, then it will be 3C2, and if both are alike, it will be 3C1 divided by factorial 2. Now we'll take factorial 4 common from this first bracket and factorial 2 common from this second bracket. We'll get factorial 6 divided by factorial 4 factorial 2. Now 6C1 is 6. Now this is 30 into 4. Now plus 15 into, now this is 6 plus, now this is 60 into 12 plus 50 into 24, and here it will be 3 into 2 plus 3. Now this is 15 into 1296 into 9, and which is 174960. So basically answer doesn't match with any of the given options. Now here the question is, we need to simplify this expression. Now we know that 1 cube plus 2 cube up to n cube, it is nothing but n plus 1 by 2 whole square. Now if we take log both sides, we can write log 1 cube plus 2 cube plus n cube will be this 2 log n plus log n plus 1 minus log 2. Now we'll take this 2 on the left hand side. We have this expression. So this expression will be log n plus 1 minus log 2, and that will be our option C. Now question number 25 is how many terms, meaning a square term or a product term, will be in the expansion of this series. Now we have square terms for each of these 26 alphabets. So it will be 26 plus. Now product term, so we'll have 2 at a time, and number of products will be 26 C2. So there will be 26 plus 26 into 25 divided by 2. So it will be 13. So there will be 13 into 27, which is 351, and that's your option B. Now question number 26 is there are 4 dice, each having numbers from 1 to 6, and all of them they are rolled. Find the number of possible outcomes such that at least one of the dice shows the number 5. So we'll do it with exclusion. So total number of choices that we have here is 6 into 6 into 6 into 6 for all the 4 dices, minus we'll subtract all the cases where we'll have no 5. So if we subtract all those cases where we do not have a 5, then we'll get at least one 5. And we do not have 5, then for each dice we have 5 options. So it'll be 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. So it'll be equal to 671, and that's your option A. Now here the question is, a casting manufacturing company supplies metallic casting to an automobile company. The automobile company inspects every casting and rejects the casting if found defective. Now suppose a batch of 940 casting is supplied by manufacturer containing 70 defective. What is the chance that first and second casting inspected are defective and third is good? Now if first is defective, then its probability will be 70 divided by 950. Now for second to be defective, we'll have 69 by 949. And if third is good, we'll have 950 minus 70, and that'll be 880 by 948. And this value is 0.000497, and which is none of the above, and that's your option D. Now here we are given a rectangle whose 2 vertices are 1, 3 and 5, 1, and the other 2 vertices they lie on this line, which is y equals 2x plus c. We need to find remaining 2 vertices. Now we know that midpoint of this diagonal will lie on this other diagonal. So this midpoint will be 3, 2, and if we put the value of x and y, we'll get 2 equals 6 plus c. Value of c is minus 4. So this line is y equals 2x minus 4. Now we'll take this point as h, 2h minus 4. Now product of slope here is minus 1. So we'll write slopes. So it'll give us 2h minus 7 upon h minus 1 into 2h minus 5 upon h minus 5, and will be equal to minus 1. Now it will be 4h square. Now this is 14 minus 10. So there will be minus 24h plus 35, and here will be minus h square plus 6h minus 5. Now we can write this as 5h square minus 30h plus 40 equals 0, or h square minus 6h plus 8 equals 0. So value of h is either 2 or value of h is 4. Now if we take h as 2, we get one of the point as 2, 0, and if we take h as 4, we'll get this as 4, 4, and that's your option A. Now for question number 29, it says, for any positive integer n, define h and as this summation k varies from 1 to n, 1 upon under root k. Now we know that 1 upon under root k will be greater than or equal to 1 upon under root n, and will be always less than or equal to 1. Now if we add these n summations, then we can write n upon under root n will be less than this summation 1 upon under root k and will be less than or equal to n. Now this is under root n will be less than or equal to hn and will be less than n, and that's your option C. Now question number 30 is find the set of all points where this function is differentiable. Now numerator is differentiable for x belongs to R. Denominator is differentiable except for x equals 0. So this function will be differentiable for all x except at x equal to 0, and at 0 we do not know whether it is differentiable or not differentiable. So we have to check its differentiability at x equals 0. Now if we check its left hand derivative at 0 will be limit h tends to 0 will be minus h upon 1 plus 2 mod h minus 0 upon minus h. Now this is 1, and g dash 0 positive will be limit h tends to 0 h upon 1 plus 2 mod h minus 0 upon plus h, and which again is 1. So this function is differentiable at 0. So this function gx, it is differentiable for all x belongs to R, and that's your option A.